It will be the system. The system is of Taghut. In Pakistan, if we don't, establish the sovereignty of God, although we have it written in our constitution, sovereignty belongs to Allah. But that's theoretical, not practical. Actually, it's not the case. So sovereignty of Allah is not established, it's Taghut. The whole system is Taghut. This America is the biggest Taghut of this world at this time. As Ayatollah Khomeini used to say, the biggest Satan, the largest Satan, greatest Satan on earth. That is true. So actually, whosoever crosses the limits, boundaries of obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is Tagha, and he becomes Taghut, whosoever he might be. الَّذِينَ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ. As for those who listen attentively the word of Allah, فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ, and then they try to follow the best of it. In our deen also there are levels, concessions for the weak. Okay, you can avail of this concession, you can avail of this concession. But for the people who have the strong willpower, they must not avail of these concessions. You should try to be at the higher level of deen, not at the lower level of deen. There are levels, yes. As you know, when Abu Jahl was torturing that family of 3 persons, Sumayya, Yasir, and Khabbab. Khabbab was the son, Sumayya mother, Ammar, yes. Ammar was the son, Yasir father, and Sumayya mother. Now this torturing. In the end, he got tired. He said, if you once say something which pleases me, that your God, he is also a God, okay. If only once you say this, I will let you go. Neither Sumayya agreed. She gave her life. Nor Yasir agreed. He gave her his life. But Ammar, he said, and escaped. But then he had great grief. What I have done? But then the Prophet came, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, this is also permitted. To save your life, to say something by which you can save your life. But at heart, you are fully satisfied with Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is also allowed. But this is second level. Why not to stay at the first level? When in this world you want to be foremost, higher and higher up. Justuju ke khoob se hai, khoob tar kahan. Everybody is trying to have better and better conditions of living. Why don't you want to pursue deen also at the higher and higher levels? الَّذِينَ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ هَدَاهُمُ اللَّهُ. They are the people whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. And they are the people of understanding, who have the real intellect. أَفَمَنْ حَقَّ عَلَيْهِ كَلِمَةُ الْعَذَابِ. So Muhammad, as for him on whom the chastisement is justly due, فَأَفَأَنْتَ تُنْقِذُ مَنْ فِي النَّارِ. Now can you take away from the fire such a person on whom the command of punishment and chastisement has come true? لَكِنِ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ. But for those who have fear of Allah, their Lord, لَهُمْ غُرَفٌ مِّنْ فَوْقِهَا غُرَفٌ. They will have lofty mansions, and built over them another level of lofty mansions. تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. And beneath them, rivers will be flowing. وَعَدَ اللَّهِ. This is the promise of Allah. لَا يُخْلِفُ اللَّهُ الْمِيعَادِ. Allah doesn't go back His words and promises. أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. Didn't you see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down water from the heaven? فَسَلَكَهُ يَنَابِيعَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Then He makes it penetrate the earth as springs. ثُمَّ يُخْرِجُ بِهِ زَرْعًا. And then with this water, He brings forth therewith crops, مُخْتَلِفًا أَلْوَانُهُ, whose colors are different. The crop of wheat, the crop of gram, the crop of corn, different colors. مختلفاً ألوانه ثم يهيج. Then these crops, they reach their climax. فَتَرَاهُ مُصْفَرًّا. And then they wither, so that you see that their color has now changed to yellow. ثُمَّ يَجْعَلُهُ حُطَامًا. And then finally he makes all these things as chaff. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرَى لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Verily in this is an admonishment for those people who have understanding. This is actually the simile for human life. When a son is born, you rejoice. But he is weak. But then he attains his puberty, he is strong. Then his hair turns grey. And so on. Body becomes weak. Then he dies. And he is buried. And his body disintegrates. It becomes again clay. This cycle of human life takes 50, 60 years, 30 years. But there is the cycle. In a few months, you find the same cycle in the botanical world. This cycle is going on, the same cycle. Then again the field is barren, nothing. Then again you sow the seed and the rain comes, again crop, again greenery, everything. Again, when this crop has been reaped, again nothing. So this is the cycle. أَفَمَنْ شَرَحَ اللَّهُ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ فَهُوَ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّن رَبِّهِ. Think of that person whose chest Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened for Islam. His chest accepts Islam totally. And he is satisfied 100% with whatever command Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. He doesn't feel anything illogical, anything unbearable. No. In Shara, he accepts everything. فَهُوَ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّن رَبِّهِ. So that he is on a light from his God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his Lord has given him a light. As opposed to those persons, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْقَاسِيَةِ قُلُوبُهُم مِّن ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. There are other those people whose hearts have hardened regarding the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أُولَٰئِكَ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. Verily, they are in the very manifest error. Allah nazzal al-hadith, ahsan al-hadith, kitaban mutashabiham nasaniya. Allah has sent down, O Muhammad, on you the most excellent discourse, ahsan al-hadith. Kitaban mutashabiham, a book